Good afternoon. This is the General Services Works meeting for November 4th. It is noon in the library community room. We have Renata, who is taking a day in for a week off, to tell us about invocations. Please, Renata.
Okay, well, as you know, the city has a long-standing tradition of invocations at the beginning of our council meetings. Last year, or the year before, we started a lottery system where the applicant would go online and register for providing the invocation. We do a random drawing of dates, and it keeps us legally compliant with non-discriminating on who those are. Council gave us some guidance that it would be any nonprofit within the city limits of Coeur. And in talking to Mr. Gookin, it is time to open up that lottery system again. So I want to come back to council and have some dialogue with you all to see if you want to, A, continue that tradition, B, if you want to open it up county-wide, or if there's any feedback or changes you would like at this point in time before we go on with the lottery system opening.
Hey, any questions for Renata?
Oh, I want to also verify, when the applicant was on, there are things that they have to affirm or swear to. So it can use to bus in those legal bounds. We give them the knowledge that it shouldn't be longer than 3 minutes. It's really just intended to be a blessing upon the meeting. So anyway, that still stands. Those have not changed since we started.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Kiki?
So the question to us is, do we expand the pool of who can give an invocation to the entire county?
Yes. We had 12 applicants last year, so that meant half the meetings were covered. And they opened up the lottery mid-year and did round 2, so several of those folks got to get a couple invocations throughout there last year.
So good. I think keeping the tradition of the invocation is good. I would like what the rest of council says. I don't think bringing it up to all of Coeur County is necessary. I feel like churches and faith-based organizations usually are where their neighborhood people are, so I feel it'd stay city of Coeur d'Alene. And I think maybe you guys will remember, at one point we had a discussion, I'm remembering it correctly, that if there was nobody who showed up, we could still do a moment of silence. We could still ask everybody to, do something like that, or we could have a council member do a brief invocation. So I think the system, the way it's set right now, is good.
Kenny?
Mr. Chairman, are you getting requests from other churches outside city organizations that want to come do this?
Occasionally, when I go through the applicants at the beginning of the year, there are a couple outside city limits that I have to tell them they don't qualify. But there's been a couple. But I haven't received any phone calls or grandiose amount of interest in it.
Okay, thank you.
And so, when we did the recent campaign, I was a guest at the Ministerial Association, and there were several of the pastors who said they had citizens of Coeur d'Alene who would attend their churches. And I'm talking like up in Hayden, Dalton, places like that, who were like, well, we can't give the invocation. So I thought, well, let's see, council is willing to open it up to maybe a wider area, actually to meet need, which is not being met now, because we only have 12. How many slots is it? There's 26.
24.
24, thank you.
2 meetings a month.
Math. So I got to, it's the 24th today, too. It's the 24th. To clear that up. Oh, so yeah, we got 4 spots. So it'd be nice to have a larger pool. But like Kiki said, maybe we should find out the entire council thing. So I would be looking for a motion unless there's any further question.
I guess I'd make a motion this goes before the whole council for discussion.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and no opposed, so put that on the agenda for the next meeting. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Renata.
Yep.
And enjoy your Thanksgivings. And now we have Mike Becker from the wastewater treatment plant who's going to tell us about something. Keep us suspense.
Well, good afternoon and happy pre-Thanksgiving, council members. Today I would like to present a request for an amendment to existing contract with HCR. But first I'd like to introduce Kayla Camp here, sitting Ben Martin, our assistant department head. Kayla is shadowing today and learning the rope of what administratively we do at the wastewater department. That just demonstrates that we do more than actually give away pumpkins down there. So, getting back to the subject that's at hand, Kayla's probably going to learn a lot from Ben. being that I too am on vacation this week, so I will not be answering questions. Just joking. We'll learn a lot from Ben. Ben has a lot of knowledge of the wastewater department, can share all sorts of stuff there today. So, welcome, Kayla, and thank you for picking Coeur d'Alene wastewater. Okay, moving on. We have presented amendments to this contract before council. We are at amendment number 6. This is common with wastewater projects that are large-scale, multi-year projects. Present amendment to the contract. We don't know full scope means until we get there. So, amendment number 6 is for the authorization for the additional work to take our existing electronic O&M manual and bring it into a new cloud-based, electronic-based O&M manual. Our present platform that we use now is no longer being supported, and it is actually housed on our consultant's server. We would like to have it where it's housed on a cloud-based server that we as a department can actually maintain this O&M manual. HDR is already under contract to do an O&M manual for the solids bin project. That's probably about maybe an eighth or maybe a tenth of the full scope of this conversion of taking the data from one platform and putting it to another. So since HR was already under contract to do this with our solids building, we thought, while you're at it, let's see about getting this done. We need to have it done before April 1st of 2026. Our discharge permit requires it. Because of that, the wastewater department has been planning for this. We are planning to utilize the services of HDR in this. Based on Idaho Code 672320, we can negotiate based on a phased or continuation of the project. This amendment does meet the statutory requirements, and because of that, we're presenting it before council this afternoon. So with that, staff's recommendation that council should approve amendment number 6 for professional services agreement with HDR, the additional O&M work, electronic operations and maintenance manual associated with our solids build project contract, in the amount of $71,004. At that, I will take questions.
Any questions? Can you have questions?
Mr. Chair, thank you. So you were going to do this anyway, and you're doing it sooner rather than later, and you have the money for it.
Yes, we do have budget authority. Like I said, wastewater has planning this, and we did budget for it.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thanks. This looks like follows statute in that you really could have an agreement with one outside of HDR since you've already housed your O&M on their server. They probably wouldn't allow an outside person to come in and work on their server to transfer this to a cloud-based operation.
It would require multiple steps if we were to do that. We are the owners of our O&M manual, and we could require HDR to produce an electronic copy that would then have to be downloaded onto whoever the next consultant is to do it, to actually build this. HDR, since they're already building a big chunk of it, it just made sense to proceed with them. So while you're at it, let's go ahead and work together to get this, to save the city some money and time this.
I don't disagree with, I guess, just every once in a while, kind of keeping an eye on the fact that we tend to do change orders and amendments, and we use the same people again and again and again. It kind of, every once in a while, I just kind of have my radar on that. We going out to public like we should areas. And so it's kind of when there's 6 amendments to an agreement, I don't want us to be proceeding that obligation.
I understand. Yes, and to reiterate, the wastewater department has gone out for 3 RFPs and RFQs so far.
Okay.
Potentially a 4th one's coming down the routes as well.
Okay, good. I want to keep an eye on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mike, I have a question for you. So this is a manual that you already have or one that's going to be created?
It is a manual we already have. We have access to it. However, we can't amend it. The platform no longer is supported with this program that we're presently used. 10, 12, I'm not even sure how long ago, but prior to me coming to the city 13 years ago, we were using this legacy platform. Unfortunately, legacy is no longer able to allow us to add more and edit it, so we have to do something with it. The O&M is a program that our operators use quite often when it's like, okay, I need a part of this pump. You can click on it instead of flipping through catalogs and catalog stuff. They click on it, immediately get there, and be able to order the part. And we have a part that's broken, we have a piece of equipment that's shut down because the time is of the essence in some cases where that comes in handy. So yes.
Maybe I don't understand it, but wouldn't this be something we could just host on Cities, sir? If it's that kind of document, or is it a lot more complicated than I'm trying to get out?
We had discussion about housing it on our own server. This program that is now called SharePoint is a cloud-based program. So that means that anyone, including the next consultant down the line, access into it. They just can't write on, make edits. So having it on our own server, we entertained that idea, but not really sure the reason why. I have been here, probably could answer why we chose the cloud-based.
Yeah, just to clarify, I'm Ben Martin.
Hi, Ben.
Buddy. So the current one we have right now, we can't make changes, and we want to be able to make those changes in-house. So I use our knowledge, our operators to make changes moving forward. So if their new way of operating plant, I want the guys to be able to put that into words and not go back to consult and say, we need you to change this document. We want to be able to do that in-house. So moving it to the SharePoint site will allow us to do that, and also allow other consultants to work on this document in the future. So the goal is get it into a form where we can work on it and other people can work on it and view it. So just to expand too, this document, we can find the parts, but it's also legally required by the state. We need this document to operate our treatment plant, so that if something catastrophic happened or staff was gone or whatever, a licensed operator could come in, look at the document and say, okay, learn about our treatment plant, and that's how I turn on that primary treatment process. And so that's part of the requirements of this document.
Do you have another question?
I thought that the question being posed was, why did you choose a cloud-based server instead of the city server? And you had some discussion, but is there a financial difference, cloud-based? And Renata has some input on this. So IT department wouldn't need to deal with, or what was the discussion and decision behind that question?
I wasn't a party to the discussion, but I will tell you that if it's on our server, then we have serious concerns about vendors and others accessing that server. So if it goes to cloud-based SharePoint one, we can set access as to who can change what and edits. Then at least it doesn't have to come through our firewalls and access into our server. So anytime we can host it elsewhere, we'll probably recommend that going forward.
Makes sense. Thank you.
So, Ben, to address what Rhonda said, would there be vendors who need access to this as far as editing is concerned?
Yeah, that's a possibility. So if there's an update to treatment process, we can bring in an outside vendor to update this document now.
Okay.
That the goal is to get it to where any engineering firm could update it.
I know what limit I know about sharing documents and the cloud and all stuff, and it just is the $71,000. Is that an eternal fee, or do we have to pay it every year?
That's a
One-timer.
fee. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Because it's several thousand pages of what we currently have,
Yeah.
and they're updating like 1/10 of that for Solid's project. And so what we're asking for is, can we just do the whole 9/10, get into that new platform so it's more easy to use and update.
We will have another consult here in the near future. JE Engineers is doing an upgrade on our pieces of equipment out there. So they will be a contract to update our O&M based on the equipment they bring in on their project. So rather than having to send that back to HR to maintain for us, we can limit JUB's access to this SharePoint program so they can just update that portion of it. They won't be able to manipulate anything else on other areas of the treatment plant.
Well, what would be the pleasure of the committee?
I would make a motion to recommend that council approve amendment number 6 to these existing professional service agreement with HDR Engineering for additional professional services associated with the solid building improvements project.
Okay, motion second. Further discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
And none opposed? What do you think? Should it go on the agenda, or should this be sent? Any thoughts?
Pretty normal stuff, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay, so put that on the calendar. Thank you much. There's no, I'm sorry.
Pardon me, was that,
Put it on consent calendar?
okay.
Okay.
I'll be back on my vacation. I'll present.
Enjoy your vacation. That is an order of the committee.
That's right.
There's other business before us, and to wish everyone a good Thanksgiving, and thank you. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.